This
Any
conference will
doubts?
now be recorded.
So I hope everybody is able to see the screen. So yesterday's class, any doubts? Any doubts in yesterday's class? So yesterday we had done till text functions. Anybody is having any doubts with yesterday's class, please let me know if there is any doubts. We'll clarify the doubts and then we will start. Yesterday we had done till concatenate. Any doubts, please, we can get it clarified. So yesterday we had done with sum, subtraction, multiplication, average, sum product, date and time. Just have a look. If you are having any doubts, please let me know. We'll clarify the doubts and then we will start. I wanted everybody to go through. If you are having any doubts, we can get it clarified. No doubts? I hope I am audible. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're
Yes,
audible.
yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So any doubts in last class? So let's continue. So yesterday we had done the different types of text functions like left, right, mid, length, proper, repeat, lower, upper, and concatenate. So concatenate, what did I say? When I wanted to combine the text strings. So when I wanted to combine the text strings in the sense, so here you can see I have NICT in one cell, computer in one cell, education in one cell. I wanted to put all these three different text strings in one single cell. Okay. So then I will use concatenate. Concatenate. I'll take the first cell, the data, comma. There is space between NICT and computer. So space is also considered to be the text. Okay, so here I'm going to show the space in double inverted. Open the double inverted space, close the double inverted comma, then computer. Again, there is a space between computer and education. Open the double inverted space, close the double inverted comma, and then the third data, enter. So you can see that I got this three different cell values in one single cell. Okay, so concatenate is used to combine the text string. So now, just now I said that so space is also considered to be a character. So whatever we type in Excel, not only in Excel, in computer generally, everything is considered to be code and characters. Okay, so for each and every character there is a code being assigned. Okay, so here I have given character M. I wanted to check what is the code that is assigned for the character M. So I'll tell equals code. Open the bracket and select the text. So for M, they have assigned 109. If I tell capital letter M, so the code is 77. If I tell any special characters I wanted to give, like this, so it is 33. If I wanted to check it for hyphen, so it is 45. If I wanted to check it for capital letter A, so the code is this. If I tell small letter A, the code is this. So like this for each and every character, let it be anything whatever we are doing in the computers. So everything is assigned with a code. Okay. So now if I'm telling some random number, so I wanted to check whether it is numbers that has been assigned as a code to the characters or special characters or anything. So here I give 97. Okay, so here you can see when I told A, 97 is the code. So I am telling 97, and now I wanted to check which is the character that is being assigned to this number. So I will tell 97, it is small letter A. So if I tell, I wanted to check which is the first character. What is the first thing? So it is space. Okay, and if I tell 100, so the code is D. So if I want, I can check it here also. So I'll just type in D. So the code is 100. So like this, we can check the code as well as the character also, which is being assigned to the respective code, which is the character that has been assigned to the code. So like this, I can use both. Okay. Now I wanted to check the date. Okay. To check the date, so here first I am going to enter the date. So you people can try it with your birth dates. Check whether Excel can tell the exact day when you were born. So I'll just give the random date. I'll give date. Here I'll tell 2008. Month I'll tell first. And day I'll tell 17. Okay. So this date I have given. So it is 17th Jan 2008. I wanted to check what is the date, which was the date. So I'll tell equals text, open the bracket, select the cell. So whichever date you have entered, no, your birth date, that one, comma. So here I wanted to check which day it is. So I'll give 4 times D, close the bracket, so close the double inverted, close the parenthesis, enter. So it is Thursday. So I wanted you people to try with this out. So here only I am pasting the things, whatever the formula I have given. So whichever it is highlighted in the orange color, those are the formulas. Try this out. Then we'll go for search, find and replace function in the text functions. Did not understood anything, please tell.
Ma'am, can you explain what again?
What is? Which one, ma? Concatenate code, character function or text the date function. Which one you did not understood, ma?
Ma'am, I actually joined 5 minutes before, so
So concatenate means when I wanted to combine the text strings. Okay. So here I wanted to concatenate. So I'll use the concatenate function. So the text strings are over here. So I'll select the first text. So there is a space between NICT and computer. So I'll show the space in double inverted. Okay. So I'll type in the space, comma, close the double inverted, select the next cell, open the double inverted space, close the double inverted comma and the third text. Close the parenthesis, enter. So you can see whichever it is in the different single cell. I have got it all together in one single cell. Okay. So concatenate is a function which is used to combine the text string. So just now I told that space is also considered to be a character. Okay. So for each and every character, special character, numbers, everything, there is a code being assigned. Okay. And for each and every numbers, there is a character. So now I wanted to know if I tell D, what is the code that is being assigned to this character D. So I'll tell equals code and select the text. So when I select this, so I'll tell equals code, open the bracket and select the cell. So for D, the assigned code is 100. So if I tell small letter D means it is 100. If I tell capital letter D, so the code is 68. If I tell M, so the code is 109. If I tell capital letter M, so if I tell any special characters like exclamatory, if I tell hyphen, so like this for each and everything there is a code being assigned. So code means it is nothing but the number what they have assigned. Okay, in order for the computer to understand. So these numbers will be furthermore converted into binary language which the software understands. Based on it, it will perform the processing. Okay. So now if I tell any number, what is the code character that is being assigned? So if I am telling 100, so the character, so I am using character function. So for this particular number, what is the character that is being assigned? So it is small letter d. So let me see. So here for hyphen, the code is 45. Let me tell 45. So will I get hyphen over here? Yes, it is hyphen. So if I am telling, so what is the first character? So it is space. Or if I wanted to check which is the 100th one, it is D. So like that, I can check the character. Okay, for the number, what is the character that has been assigned. So these are the functions what I am writing. Now I wanted to check the date. Okay, so for this one, what I did is I am giving some random date. You people can give your birth date. Okay, you can give your birth date. Like I will type in date. So here I am telling some 2006, comma 7th month, comma 17. Okay. So I wanted to check which day it is. Randomly I have given the date, but I wanted to check which day it was. So for that, what I am going to do equals text, open the bracket, select the cell. For which date you wanted to check the date. So I will open the double inverted, 4 times D I will give. So 4 times D means Excel will understand that for this particular date I need to check which day it is. So it is Monday. So for this I have given this function. Okay. So I told to try this with 4. So then we will move to the next one. Finish it, ma? Done, girls? Okay, let's move to the next one. So now there is find function. What does this find function means? So here I have already given this one. So let's see what it is. I'll explain and then I will type it and show. So here in this find function, I wanted to check where this. So there is a text which is stating Shreya loves mangoes, and I wanted to check where this mangoes is commencing from. That is the starting character. So Shreya contains 6 characters, space 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So mangoes is commencing from the 14th character. Okay. So yeah. So I'll tell equals find, open the bracket. Now I wanted to find loves. Where does this word loves comes from? So I'll tell what I'm looking for. Open the double inverted, close the double inverted, comma. Where is this text is? So this text is in this particular cell. Okay. So as per that, Shreya contains 6 characters, space including space 7, and love is commencing from the 8th character. Okay. So it is starting from the 8th character. So when I give find means, Excel is going to tell you from which particular character it is commencing from. Okay. Next one, search and find both works in the same way only. So here I wanted to search for the character n. Okay. So in this one you can see that character n is repeated twice. So still Excel is going to tell when is the first time it is occurring. Okay. So raw has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 character. Okay. So n is commencing. So it is commencing for the first time as a 7th character. So here I'll tell equals search, open the bracket. Now I wanted to find A. So here you can see raw banana, there are multiple times A is repeated. So I wanted to search A. So where it is commencing for the first time. So where I need to search this in this particular cell. I close the bracket, enter. So first time it is occurring as a second character. So rest other whenever it is occurring, that is different. First time is it is occurring as a second character. Okay, this is search. Then replace. So replace means here I wanted to replace I love mangoes to I love ice creams. So for that, what did I do? I am using replace function. In this replace function, first I have to select the cell where I need to apply this replace function. So I'll select the cell, it is E30, then start character. So start numbers, I wanted to replace mangoes with ice cream. So here mangoes is the 8th character. Let's see I, that is the first character, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So starting from the 8th character. So mangoes contain 7 characters in it. So starting from the 8th character, pick out 7 characters and replace it with ice cream. Okay. So now here I tell equals replace, open the bracket, where I need to apply this replace function in this particular cell. Okay. Now I wanted to replace I love mangoes to I hate mangoes. So I have to replace love to hate. So love is commencing from the 3rd character. Okay. So starting now, old text. Where is my this one which has to be applied on this particular cell E30. Start now. So starting from the 3rd character. So starting from the 3rd character, pick out 4 characters. So love contains 4 characters in it. Pick out 4 characters and replace it with hate. Close the double inverted. So I love mangoes will become I hate mangoes. Okay. So I'll paste it here. People can try this out. So first one I have given, second one you people try. So like I have given replacing the loves. So how you wanted to replace, you can replace it. Any doubts, please ask. So first one I have shown, the second one you need to try. Any doubts, please tell. If you understood, well and good. Try this out. So I hope you people are able to do it.
Search function is to find a particular alphabet, right, ma'am?
Yes, 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 ma'am. Find and search both performs with the same this one only. In find, I'm going to tell where it is commencing from, and here search is going to tell which is the character it is. So the number of the nth character.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Any doubts? Guys, any doubts, please ask. If it is done, let me know. We'll move to the next one.
Ma'am, can you explain the replace option again?
So replace means when I wanted to replace. Okay, so here I am telling that I wanted to replace I love mangoes to I love ice creams. Means instead of mangoes, I wanted to replace it with ice cream. So I am going to tell replace. Okay. So where I need to apply this function first? I need to apply this function on this particular cell, comma. Now I wanted to replace mangoes with ice cream. So Excel is asking from where the particular word mangoes is starting from. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So mango is starting from 8th character. So 8, comma. How many number of characters it has to replace with? So mangoes contain 7 characters in it. Starting from 8th character, pick out 7 characters and replace it with ice cream. So mention that word what you wanted to replace with in a double inverted, close the double inverted, close the bracket, enter. So I love ice cream will become, I love mangoes will become I love ice cream. So here I have replaced love with hate, the same way. Got it, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, I can use the H column also. I love ice cream, na, ma'am, to replace it.
Yes, yes. But convert it has a value. You should not keep the formula there. So when I give this I love ice cream, so when I press the C, there is a function. So it should be pasted as value. So how to do it? So I'll press Control C, Control Alt V, and I wanted to paste it as a value. Remove the formula and paste it as value. Okay. So now when I come here and press F2 also, see this is a word only. So I cannot apply any function which where there is already a function. Okay. So first I need to convert it and
Yes,
then
ma'am.
find it. Okay. Done, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next coming for the count functions. So count function means, so when I wanted to count, so here I have a range. Okay, so in this particular range, I wanted to check the used cells. So how many used cells are there? No, sorry. How many cells that contains numerical values in it. So for that, I'll be using count. So I'll tell equals count, open the bracket and select the range. So when I select the range here, Excel is going to count for the cells which contains numbers in it. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 cells which has numbers in it. So 7. Count A means either there is text, there is an error, whatever it is. How many number of used cells are there? So for that, I am going to use count A. Okay, count A and select the cells. So along with the numbers which we are having, 7 cells contains numbers 8, 9. So there are 9 cells which are used. So I close the bracket, enter. There are 9 used cells. Okay. Now coming for count blank. So count blank in the sense how many cells are empty or how many cells are blank. So I'll tell count blank and select the range. My range is from E2 to E12. So in this, the number of blank cells are 1 and 2. So there are 2 blank cells. So people can try with this. Any doubts, please ask. Done, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next coming for max and minimum function. So maximums, I wanted to check the highest value, minimum is the least value. So I'll tell equals max, and so here they are asking maximum marks in English. So I'll select the range in this, which is the highest one. So it is 17. So I have used this max function. Now if I wanted to see the minimum value in English, so I'll tell min, open the bracket and select the range. So it is 9.6, which is the least one. So try this out. So history part, I wanted you people to try. Done, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to the references. So here in Excel, what does reference mean? Okay. So reference, let's understand practically what is reference is. So I am typing in one. Okay. So I'll come here and I will apply the fill handle. I'll just fill handle means the black color cross what you can see on the right hand side corner of your cell. I'm just going to click without releasing the click. I'm going to drag it. So when I click the fill handle, you can see the same number has been copied to the selected range. Now, if I tell 1 and 2, I'll select both the cells. Now I'll apply the fill handle. Now when I apply this, you can see it is continued with the sequence of number. So what Excel has done, so what does this actually this fill series is going to perform in the sense, when I told only 1 and I applied the fill handle, Excel took the reference of the first cell. Okay, it took the reference of the first cell, so nothing but it understood that it has to be copied. So whatever the range the user is selecting, I need to copy the same number. So by taking the reference of the first cell, when I told sequence of 1 and 2 and then I applied the fill handle, again here Excel is taking the reference of the first two cell and it understood that, so now I have to complete the sequence till the selected range. So it took the reference of the first two cell and it completed the sequence. So whenever I am applying the fill handle or the fill series, okay, this black color cross, usually whenever I am writing any function, formula, calculation, it is not that each and every cell I am going to type it manually. First cell I am going to write the function calculation formula and I am going to apply the fill handle, or I am going to use Control D to copy the same formula. So like that I am going to do. When I am applying anything as such, So Excel is going to take the reference of the first cell and complete it. And by default, whenever I apply a fill handle or a fill series, Excel is going to take the reference of the first cell and complete the sequence. So in reference, there are three types. So first one is relative reference, second one is absolute reference, and third one is mixed reference. So one by one, let's understand what is this different types of references are. So first one is relative reference. So when I am telling about relative reference, here I have given a very simple example where you can see I have the month, I have the total revenue and expenses. Now in this I wanted to find the net income. Okay, I wanted to find the net income. So here I am going to use a very simple calculation. So what I am going to do is I am going to use equals, and instead of putting the value I am going to take the cell address. So I am going to take the revenue, total revenue minus expenses. So that is B20 minus C20. I'll press enter. Now I'm not going to do it manually once again. So one place I have told Excel, this is what I wanted. So the next time what I'm going to do is I'll take the fill handle, just double click on it. So as I double click, you can see my sequence is completed. Okay. So here what Excel has done. So let's see. So when I look at this first cell, I told B20 minus C20. When I applied the fill handle, Excel took the reference of the first cell where I am performing subtraction. So it understood that I need to subtract the same thing. I need to use the same calculation. It took subtraction. But when it came to the second cell, it made some adjustments. So when it came to the next cell, it is taking the subsequent cells like total revenue. So B21 minus C21. When it was here, it was B20 minus C20. When it is coming to the next cell, it is taking the subsequent cells of this and it is telling B21 minus C21, B22 minus C22, B23 minus C23. So till whatever the range I am applying the fill handle, it is taking the reference of the first cell and is going to complete. Okay. So here by default, whenever I am applying the fill handle, Excel is going to perform with relative reference. Okay. So this is relative reference. Okay. So complete this. I hope this one you people understood. So let's go to the next one. This is very simple. So next coming to absolute reference. So absolute reference means whenever I wanted to keep any one particular cell constant, or I can tell locking the cell, fixing the cell, anything. Okay. So here I have given an example of people, the employees who have worked extra hours, that is overtime. Okay. Like John has worked for 3 hours, Peter has worked for 4 hours, Mark has worked for 2 hours, Henry has worked for 1 hour, so has on. So per hour the wages is 150. So now I need to know how much should I pay to John, how much should I pay to Peter, Mark, Henry, I need to know. So for that I am going to apply the calculation equals. So nowhere I am going to take the values directly. Okay. So in Excel the first thing you need to understand is the cell address. Okay. So here I am taking the cell address, that is B36. So B column 36 row into 150. Okay, that is C33. I'll press enter. I'll come here and I'll apply the fill handle. So when I apply the fill handle, it is making some mistake. So what's wrong? Let's check. So when I told B36 into C33 and when I applied the fill handle, so when I come here 4 into, so what did I say? When I applied the fill handle, not only on the values but on the cells on which you are applying this calculation function formula, there also you can see the flow. Okay. So when it is coming to the next cell, it is telling 4 into empty cell. When I am coming here, 2 into gross pay, 1 into what is this? So actually how the calculation should have happened, it should have happened like 3 into 150, 4 into 150, 2 into 150, 1 into 150. So wherein in the hours there should be a flow, here in 150 the cell should have remained constant. That means it should not have moved flow downwards. So now then what I should do? So what I should do means, so I will tell equals B36 into C30. So here C is my column and 33 is my row. In this B is my column, 36 is my row. Okay. So here, in order to lock the cell, or I can tell making the cell constant, fixing the cell, anything, I am going to use functional key F4. On the top row, you can see F1, F2, F3, F4, F5 is there, no? So those are called as functional key. So in order to lock the cell, I am going to use functional key F4. If you are working on laptop, then you need to press Fn. So in the bottom, next to the space, on the left hand side, you can see the Alt and then Windows button, and then you have Fn key. So in order to work with this functional keys, first you need to hold that Fn key and then press the respective functional key. Okay. Now I wanted to press C33. I have to lock it. So what I'm going to do is, so I'm using the laptop. So first I will hold the Fn and then press F4. So as I press F4, you can see now there is some changes. So previously it was just showing C33, that is C column 33 row. So when I pressed F4, so there is some changes. What is this changes means? You can see there is some dollar symbol being applied. So in 1, 2, 3, 4, in the numerics, we have dollar symbol. That dollar symbol is different and this dollar symbol is different. In Excel, dollar symbol, if I am getting by pressing F4, then it symbolizes that you are locking. So what I am locking? I am locking the C column. If my dollar symbol is before C, then I am locking the column. If my dollar symbol is before 33, then I am locking the row. So here what I have done, so I have locked my C column and 33rd row. Nowhere there is chance of my particular cell to move. Okay. So I have pressed this, enter. I will go back and I'll just press double click on my fill handle. My calculation is done. Now let's check what it has done. So it is 3 into 150, 4 into 150, 2 into 150, 1 into 150, wherein here in the hours you can see there is a flow. But in 150, the cell has remained constant. How it has remained constant? Because I have locked this cell. How I have locked the cell? By pressing functional key F4. Clear? Now try this out, both the things. So first one is very simple. First one is just I have taken the subtraction sign. So just subtract. Take the cell address and subtract. And here I have locked the cell. I'll show you the formula so that you people can try. So try this too. Any doubts, please ask. So if you are using the laptop, then you have to press Fn and then press F4. Hold Fn and then press F4. So directly if you press functional key F4, it will not work. I hope everybody understood. Any doubts?
Ma'am, could you explain why are we pressing function 4 again?
Functional key F4, when I press functional key F4, the cell will be locked. So that is a shortcut key where F4 which is used to lock the cell.
Okay, ma'am, got it.
So try with the second example next to it. So I wanted to check the total price with GST. So here also we have to lock. Try to solve that. So try solving the next example next to this. So total price with GST. There also you need to lock the cell. So now if I wanted to solve this total price with the GST. So here they are telling the GST is 10%. Okay. So first I need to find the total price. I'll tell equals quantity into price. Enter. I'll apply the fill handle. My calculation is done with the total price. Now I wanted to calculate the total price with the GST. So I'll tell equals total price into 10%. So this 10%, this particular cell has to be remain constant. So for this, I'm going to press F4 in order to lock the cell. So you can see my H column and 32 row both are locked. I'll press enter, but it is showing me only the GST value. But here I wanted total price with the GST. So what I am going to do is I'll just put a bracket at the beginning. I'll come to the end, again put a bracket in the end, so that this particular calculation is going to tell me what is the GST rate, plus I'll take this total price. So this is one way I can do it. Either way, in the other way, if I have to do, I will tell equals, I'll take the total price into, open the bracket, 1 plus 10%. So this one I am going to fix it. Close the bracket, enter. So any of the way, if you try also, Excel is going to give you the output. So I have tried with two different ways. So Excel has given me the answers. So here first I have taken the total price into the GST rate. I got only the GST value. Plus I wanted the total price. So I have taken plus 100. So 110. Either way how I can do is total price into 1. So 100 ones are 100 plus 10%. So 110. So this is total price with the GST. How you can apply the calculations. So just making you understand. So in the financial modeling, so we'll be taking some of these things and we are going to work on it. So that's why I'm just teaching you Excel, so that when we are doing it, you will not find it difficult, because Excel is the platform on which we are going to work on financial modeling. Got it, girls? Any doubts, please tell. Yesterday, I think Shreya's system was having some problem. It was not working with few things. So did you check out what was the issue? Is Shreya present today? Is Shreya present today? Girls, understood? If any doubts, please ask.
Ma'am, can you repeat this again?
So here I wanted to calculate the total price with GST. Okay, so in order to calculate the total price, I have put a simple calculation wherein I am telling equals quantity into price. I got my total price. I just come here and apply the fill handle. So the rest of the cells calculation is done. Now I wanted to check the total price with the GST, how much it is. So I'll tell equals. So I'll take the cell value into 10%. Okay, I'm going to fix this using F4. Enter. So this particular calculation is telling me only the GST rate, but here they are asking total price with the GST. So what I'm going to do is I'll just put a bracket in the beginning and in the end also. Okay, so now this particular calculation is going to tell me the GST rate plus the total price. Enter. So this is done. Now the either way, how I can write the calculation is equals total price into, I'll open the bracket, 1 plus 10%. Okay, I'm going to fix this cell by pressing F4. So here what I am telling is 100 into 1, 100 ones are 100 plus 10%. So I have put the calculation how it is done. So both are different ways. However you are trying to work it out, Excel is flexible enough to give the solution. Got it, ma? Try it out.
Yes, ma'am.
So when I'm locking my column and row both, then it is called as absolute reference. Okay, now let's understand what is mixed reference is. So in mixed reference, as per the scenario, I'm going to keep any one cell constant. I'm going to keep any one cell constant. Okay. So either my column or my row. It is based on the scenario. So you need to understand which one has to be locked. So here I have a multiplication table where I have simple multiplication table only, 10 table I have given. So I'll tell equals 10 into 1. Okay, 10 ones are 10. So correct, I'll come and double click. So the calculation has went wrong. So how it should be, 10 ones are 10, 20 ones are 20, 30 ones are 30, 40 ones are 40, like that. So what it should have happened, so what I should have done, so when I come here, okay, so here let me consider this thing. This row values has one scenario and columns values has another one scenario. First I'll take equals A60. So that is A is my column and 60 is my row. So A60. So when I press F4, you can see my column and my row both are locked. You can see the dollar symbol before A, that means your column is locked. If you see dollar symbol before 60, then your row is locked. So here, when I press F4 multiple times, okay, the locking system gets changed. So first time I pressed, my column and row both is locked. I'll press F4 the second time. Now you can see A lock is released and on row the lock is still there. I'll press F4 once again. Now the column is locked, row is released. Now once again I'll press F4. So the lock on both row and column is removed. So by pressing F4 multiple times, like again and again when I press, the locking system also gets changed. First time when I press, second time when I press, third time when I press, fourth time when I press. Okay, so I am pressing F4 only. So when I use that, the locking system gets changed. So now in this A60, that is A column 60th row, what I should lock, either my column or my row, which one has to be locked. So you need to logically understand what is the scenario is and how the locking system has to be applied. So when I'm taking first, my values are on the row basis. Okay. So when I'm talking about the row basis, when I apply the fill handle, the value should move from 10 to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. That means, so the value should be flow. There should be a flow on the row. That means I should not lock my row. Now coming to column, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, where the multiplication has to happen. When I apply the fill handle towards my right, okay, the value will move from A60 to B60, C60, D60, E60. But actually if you see, the calculation has to go one step back. That means, so the calculation is happening from A60 to B59. So when I apply the fill handle, it is going to move straight, but the values are one cell above. So I need to lock my column. That means when I drag, when I apply the fill handle on my column basis, so it should not move. Only on my row basis, the value should move. So I'll press F4 one time, two time, third time. So here you can see I have locked my column and I have released my row. So when the row is released, so you can see the flow into. Now coming to the second scenario, that is B59. So in this first thing that is appearing is your column values. So when I apply the fill handle, so when I apply the fill handle, the value should move from 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means I should not lock my column. When I am applying the fill handle towards down, so then the values will move from B59 to B60, B61, B62, B63. Actually, the calculation should happen one step back. So that means in this case, I am going to lock my row and release my column. So I'll press F4 one time, F4 second time. Now I'll press enter. I'll apply the fill handle. See, in one single calculation, my entire table is completed. Only thing is logically you need to understand which one has to be locked. So either your column or your row. Understood with this?
Can you explain again?
So here I wanted to calculate the multiplication table of 10. Okay. So now we are talking about mixed reference. So mixed reference means what? So here I am taking A60. This is my cell address. Okay, A is my column and 60 is my row. So when I press F4 in the previous absolute reference, you saw that when I press F4, my column and row both are locked. My column is locked, my row is locked. But when I use F4, when I press F4 multiple times, so the locking system gets changed. I press F4 first time, my row and column both is locked. I'll press second time. Here now my column doesn't have any lock, only my row is locked. So once again I'll press F4. Now my column is locked, my row is released. Once again I'll press F4, the locking system is removed. So as per the scenario, you need to understand which one has to be locked. So if I don't apply anything, I'll just simply tell A60 into B59 and I'll apply the fill handle. You can see the calculation went wrong. It should be actually 10 ones are 10, 20 ones are 20, 30 ones are 30, isn't it? So in that case, we will consider this row values and column values as two different scenarios. Let me take this A60. So now I need to understand in this particular value, I should lock my column or I should lock my row. So when I am applying the fill handle, towards down, the values, so here, first is my row values are there. So when I apply the fill handle, the value should move from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That means there should be a flow in your row. So then my row should not be locked. When I am talking about my fill handle on my column values. So when I apply the fill handle towards right, the values will move from B60 to C60, D60, E60, wherein the actual calculation should happen one cell above. So that is B59, C59, D59. So in this case, I have to lock my column and release my row. So I'll press F4 one time, F4 second time, F4 third time. So here my column is locked. You can see the dollar symbol before A. So that means your column is locked. So there is no dollar symbol before 60 means there is a release. So row is not locked. Into coming to the second scenario. So my column value. So B59. So in this logically I need to understand which one has to be locked. Either my column B or my row 59. When I apply the fill handles, the value will move from B59 to C59, D59, E59. That means my column should be released. And when I am talking about my row, when I apply the fill handle, the values will move from B59 to C59, D59, E59. It is going to flow downwards like this. But actually the calculation should flow one cell back. Here there should be a flow. So in this scenario, I am going to lock my row and release my column. So F4 one time, two time. Enter. I'll come here, apply the fill handle, and this side I'm going to apply the fill handle. See, one single cell I have put the calculation and my entire table work is done. Only thing is you need to simply understand. So Excel is all about logic, how it is getting applied. Okay. So in this you need to understand logically why we have to lock the row, why we have to release the column, or why I am locking the column, why I am releasing the row. Clear, ma? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, try this out. And next to this, very similar example is there. I wanted you people to try that one also.
Ma'am, we can't use the locking system in phones or tabs, right, ma'am?
If you have MS Office application, then you can try it out. So MS Office 365 is there in your mobile or tab. You have that application. then you can work. If you
Okay,
don't
ma'am. Thank you.
fight, then it will not support. So once you are able to solve this one, next there is one more, this one. I wanted you people to try. I think it is there along with the solution. Understand how it is logically applied and then try. If you copy, you might get the answer, but you will not understand how it is, how we got that solution. Understand how it is logically implemented. Any doubts, please ask. Guys, able to do it? Hmm? I think maximum 5 minutes. So I wanted you people to try with this also. The next example where you have to calculate the commission. Solution is already given there. Try to understand how it is logically implemented. Try, if you are not getting, never mind. Tomorrow I will explain that and then we will go further. Guys, done?
Yes, ma'am.
Both the problems if you have solved, very good. So tomorrow again I'll explain the second one and then we will continue with the class. Okay. So I'll wind up the session for today. So today whatever we have done, any doubts in that, we had done with our text function, count function, max minimum and reference. I hope everything is clear. Any doubts, try it out once again. Any doubts, first we'll clarify and then we'll continue with the class. Okay. So no doubts, miss. You people can leave. Have a good day.